Well, it's time for Media Watch now. James Creedon is with us in the studio. Hi there, James.
Good evening.
And I just mentioned it. It's a story that has really been dominating the headlines all week here in France.
Yes.
Poor old Manuel Valls. I mean, he has been getting it in the neck every single day for travelling to Barcelona, his native Barcelona, to see his football team win the UEFA Cup. He says it was official business. His critics say no, it wasn't. But today he agreed to pay back the cost of taking his two children, which was about €2,500, I think.
That's right, which he previously said hadn't cost anything. So that's one of the reasons why he's being, it's being dubbed a mea culpa, which in fact is unlikely to serve him. In any case, just a couple of headlines and cartoons to sort of bring our France 24 viewers up to speed on this story. A lot of them probably are already familiar. An undeletable stain. The €2,500 in order to delete, I suppose you could say, an undeletable stain. That's that headline. In other words, he's not going to erase it with a cheque. This is a cartoon showing the extent to which there he is in the flight off to Berlin to view that match, the Champions League final. But a whole load of tweets assailing him and following that plane. In other words, he was hoping to outfly the controversy, but it happened on Saturday and we're now Thursday. It's not going away. This is François Hollande telling him, Manuel, I told you to be discreet when you're travelling. And he says, could you lend me your helmet and your scooter, please? So there you go. That's reminding us of another.
François Hollande was caught on his scooter going to see
his mistress,
actress Julie Gay.
That's right. This is another cartoon talking about the French female football team saying, well, maybe one day, instead of getting just one column in a newspaper, we will have a female prime minister who will take a flight to come and see our match. This is because...
Yeah, because the French women's team played an extraordinary game the other day against
they beat your crowd.
England. Yes, they did. Thank you.
Just to remind you. And in any case, the football Women's World Cup is on at the moment and I suppose getting somewhat less attention.
I just wonder, how did Manuel Valls get to this figure of €2,500? Because I saw estimates that the jet cost $19,000 to run on that round trip.
That's right.
So
it allegedly cost about $19,000, and the fact that his children came along, which he said didn't cost any extra. This is allegedly or supposedly to reimburse the cost of the children coming along because he himself maintains he was on official business. So, but actually on that... It
just makes things more confusing.
Well, it does. And the three contradictions in Manuel Valls' defence, this is an article on the French state broadcaster's website, and they're saying, look, first of all, if he's saying it was an official trip, then why should he apologise? Secondly, if his children accompanying him cost nothing, then why is he reimbursing anything at all? So it's not really serving
I think he's got some bad advice there. I don't see how this has made it better for him at all.
That's it.
But 80% of French people were shocked. That's pretty alarming figures for him, isn't it?
And I think that was a poll that came out yesterday. It was for the rolling news channel BFM television, and it probably explains why he chose to apologise today, even if he claims he did nothing officially wrong. He's apologising for the symbol of it. He says, I wouldn't, if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't. 77% of French people said they were shocked.
Because, as we know, French people do not like their politicians splashing the cash. The former president, Nicolas Sarkozy, was also often called President Bling Bling right from the start of his presidency, after he threw that big celebration bash
at Fouquet's on the Champs-Elysees. And the thing is, that was funded by it was a celebration night. It wasn't public money, so some people would say it's not a fair comparison, but it's being seen as symbolically similar to this moment for Manuel Valls, because that party in Fouquet's, where you had a lot of the wealthy French executives and businessmen, etc., who are in Nicolas Sarkozy's inner circle, some would say with a sort of a finger of blame pointing at him. Because they were there, it became a symbol of his presidency as sort of being a bling-bling presidency for the wealthy. And that symbol was trotted out.
And the Rolex and the supermodel wife.
That's it. And it was trotted out to criticise him at every available opportunity. So some saying, is this now going to be Manuel Valls' Fouquet's moment, you could say?
And he's a socialist.
He is a socialist, which is probably
even more
damaging. I'll show you just two photos before we move on.
Go on.
You have
You're having
this
fun
one.
with this week, aren't you?
Right. Is he off to buy some bread? Asks this particular photo. And another one here is saying he's on his way to Wimbledon to see the tennis championship. I think I showed that one earlier this week.
Flashing your cash is a big faux pas. Flashing public money is even more of a faux pas. Don't do that. Okay, I'm going to end with a Facebook post by a French mother.
That's right.
And it went viral around the world. What's this about?
That's right. It got on to USA Today, CBS News, etc. It's a journalist and a mother, Caroline Boudet, who has a 4-month-old little girl who has Down syndrome. And she decided to share a post publicly about some of the questions that she gets and some of the comments that are actually quite hurtful, to warn people against what they might think they're being nice, but actually they're being perhaps inappropriate. So, for example, when you meet Louise or somebody like Louise, don't say, "How come you did not find out during the pregnancy?" Don't tell her mother. Don't tell her mother it's your baby no matter what. As she said, "No, it's my baby. Full stop or period." Don't tell her mother, as she's a Down syndrome baby, she will do this or she will do that or she will do the other. It's not that she is Down syndrome; she has Down syndrome. So she said, "Look, especially if you're in the caring world, a doctor or a nurse, please be sensitive about what you say. Be careful about what you say. It can really ruin your day, even if it's not meant to hurt." So actually, it's interesting because she made the point very sensitively. It was a public post in French, but then translated into English, and it went global. CBS News picked up on it in the US and lots of other media around the world. So I think it's a nice message.
What a beautiful little girl. She's
absolutely, and a nice message to go viral.
All right, good stuff. Very brave. All right, James, thank you very much
Laura.
indeed. James Creedon there.